Hi everyone, I'm Vicki Murphy. I am a Jira Align specialist here at Valiantys, and we are a Platinum Solutions partner with Atlassian. In this video, I'll be covering the updates to Jira Align with the release of version 11.5. This version was released to all sandbox instances of Jira Align on October 25th, 2024, and it is scheduled to release to production instances on November 8th, 2024. Let's go ahead and jump in. Before we actually get into the tool, I want to start here with an important update to any administrators who are working with a Jira Align instance connected to a Jira data center instance. There is an update to your connector that is going to require an action from you. Starting with this release, Jira connectors connected to Jira data center instances will make use of a new endpoint listed here on the slide. This will be used for updating the parent epic link for stories. To ensure that your environments continue syncing appropriately, you will need to ensure that this endpoint is allow listed in your proxy, API gateway, web application firewall, or any other technology that filters access to your Jira data center instance. Atlassian also recommends adding the wildcards listed here on the slide to your allow list so that you can ensure that all endpoints used by the Jira connector can be properly accessed. And finally, just to reiterate, this is only for Jira data center instances that are connected to Jira Align. If you are connecting Jira Align to a Jira Cloud instance, you do not need to make any updates. Let's go ahead and jump into Jira Align. We have a couple of updates to look at firsthand here in the tool. First, starting on our features. The description field now has the Atlassian rich text editor. This will likely look very familiar to you if you have worked in Jira, whether it's business or software projects, or even Jira Service Management. Now in the description field, we are able to use rich text functions such as info panels. If I click into this, you can also change the color of these. You can do headers, bold and colored text, bullet and numbered lists. We also have hyperlink functionality. We can paste a link here or even put it over text as well and jump directly to that link here. We can have dividers as well as tables and a couple more functions. This new functionality does sync bidirectionally with Jira. So when you save any changes here, if we flip over to Jira, the corresponding Jira Epic will be also updated here. So again, this is the out-of-the-box Jira Align feature work item and the out-of-the-box Jira Epic work item. Additionally, if you make any updates from the Jira side, those will sync over to Jira Align as well. Most likely, your instance is already configured correctly to have access to this functionality, but if your instance does not, an administrator can go to the admin settings, to the Jira Settings tab, and then to Jira Setup. And it's actually towards the bottom here. One of our last settings that we have access to is the Jira text formatting type. And if you change this to Jira rendered field, you should have access to that rich text functionality. Of course, if you make an update, don't forget to press save. While we're here in the Jira connector, we do have one more update to show, this time on the Manage Projects tab. Now, when we go to add a new project to the connector here, the project key and project name fields will be required. You will not be able to save any additions here without both fields being filled in. Now let's transition to the slides for the rest of the updates. Continuing with our connector updates, the logic for connectors syncing stories bidirectionally has been updated. Now, if you remove the parent of a story in Jira Align, this will result in a sync between Jira Align and Jira, causing the story parent to also be removed in Jira. Previously, this action did not trigger a sync between the tools, resulting in inconsistent data across the systems and a potential for the action to be reversed if the story was updated in Jira. We also have improvements to logging in through SSO. Previously, when you logged in through a single sign-on, you would always be directed to the home page, no matter how you got to Jira Align. A good example is if you saved a bookmark to a specific module, such as the program room, and when you clicked on that from your bookmark in your browser and you were taken to the single sign-on login page, you would then be redirected to the home page. Now going forward, once you log in through SSO on that same path, you will be directed to the linked page that you selected. This will empower users to now save bookmarks in their browser to specific modules, helping them navigate directly to what data they want to view. Over the last several releases, Atlassian has also been making improvements to the loading time of the portfolio room. And in this release, we're excited to announce that the loading time has improved by roughly 90%, from 13 seconds to 1.7 seconds to load. With this improvement, Atlassian is also ready to remove the temporary landing page for the portfolio room. This was originally released in version 11.1, and it will now be removed in this release. The temporary landing page for the program room will still remain at this time. If you are using Enterprise Insights Cloud, you are now able to manage your Enterprise Insights instance through Jira Align in the administration pages. If you aren't familiar with Enterprise Insights, commonly referred to as EI, it is Atlassian's data lake for Jira Align that enables you to connect your Jira Align data to BI tools like Atlassian Analytics. To use this functionality, you do need to meet certain prerequisites. First, you do need to have an active Enterprise Insights license or instance through Atlassian. Port 1443 on your network does need to be open to outbound traffic. Known IP addresses and or ranges that you want to access from Enterprise Insights need to be known. And an Azure presence on your network needs to be present so that you can use Microsoft Intra authentication. If you meet all these requirements, you will have access to the Enterprise Insights page. This will be under the admin settings in the setup list of setup pages. And when you click on it, it will just say Enterprise Insights in the menu. You will see this wizard. The setup wizard will walk you through the step-by-step on how to add firewall rules to allow you to list the IP addresses and user access using Microsoft Intra authentication. Through the new EI admin pages, you will be able to edit and delete firewall rules and Microsoft Intra user access that was previously set up. And we also will have an audit log of all of the historical records actions completed through the admin pages. Moving into updates around the page and functionality removals in Jira Align. Throughout 2024, Atlassian has been working to streamline Jira Align, and this does include removing pages and functions that were not valuable to the majority of customers. Over the last several releases, we've seen them announce certain functionalities move to end of support and give announcements for future removals. In this release, we are seeing the removal of the 38 pages and functions on this list. These were all moved to end of support a couple of releases ago. We also have an announcement of the value engineering report and WIP in progress by step report being moved to end of support with this release. This does mean that no new defects or feature requests for these functions will be logged by Atlassian. These will be fully removed in a future release, so do be sure to capture any data you need to keep from these functions soon. And lastly, Atlassian also announced that 11 pages and functions listed on the slide will be removed with version 11.8. This is scheduled for January of 2025. Again, if you are utilizing this functionality, do be sure to take any action needed to archive any data that you need to keep. And Atlassian is working on this streamlining process so that their team is able to better focus on defects for heavily used modules, as well as shipping enhancements to Jira Align more quickly. That is all for the release of 11.5 to Jira Align. The release notes will be linked in the description of this video for you to review. Thank you very much for watching, and good luck on your Jira Align journey.